tell you goodbye, unless I find a better one. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What's up, guys? This is Rob, and I got them thighs.
What's
Hey,
up?
hey. Oh, you want to be Murph?
You do it.
This is Murph. He's not on today.
What's up, guys? It's Shea. I'm the girl. Welcome to the Waiting Table podcast. We are short a member tonight. I like how we both jumped in, though.
I know, we're like, oh my God, who's going to introduce as Murph? Because Murph is not here. Murph is enjoying his family tonight. He's got the day off. So it's just going to be us two, unfortunately, but we have amazing guests. We have two guests coming on tonight, so filling the void for Murph for sure. So I'm going to be super excited about that. Guys, thanks for joining us on another episode of the Waiting Table podcast, where we have roundtable discussions about the hottest topics in weight loss with, of course, the coolest people from the bariatric community. I'm Rob. Usually Murph is here, but he's not off. He's off today. We got Shea, and of course, we got you guys. So grab a chair, wind down from your busy day, and take a seat at the table. This is usually the Murph question, but Shea, how's it going today?
It's going good. I'm excited. I'm excited. There's going to be a fun announcement tonight, and I'm excited to talk a bit more with our guests. And can I just jump in? Like, I mean, you're okay to talk with Rob, but like, I kind of want to bring our guests in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Well, tonight we are joined by Dr. Fridley and his wife, Macy. A little bit of background on Dr. Fridley. Full transparency, I'm reading this off of your amazing website, Dr. Fridley. But he is a general and bariatric surgeon who specializes in minimally invasive surgical techniques. He completed his surgical residency training with intensive focus in robotic surgery and advanced laparoscopic techniques. This is a fun thing I didn't know about you until reading your bio. He has been a member of the Army National Guard for over 17 years with multiple deployments and military achievements, which have molded his care philosophy. So thank you for your service with that. He personally dedicates himself to the delivery of the highest quality of care possible for his patients. And then alongside, we have his wife, Macy, joining us, who I see you, Macy. I haven't gotten to talk to you too much yet, but I see you as the brains behind all of this. You are the magic that makes it happen. I'm seeing them nodding their heads saying yes. So welcome. Let's bring them in.
Hi.
Yay! Welcome. How are you guys today?
Good. How are
great.
you?
Good. That was quite the intro. That was extensive.
Who wrote that? Was that Macy? Who wrote that one?
Yeah.
He's like, not this guy.
She tries to hide the background, but we all know that anytime you have something good happen, there's a good foundation underneath you. She's a rock.
Yes,
That's right.
That is such a smart answer. I'm hoping my wife isn't watching right now because she'd be elbowing me. She's like, how can you? Like, yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So I will say we met at JBY's.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, I was super intimidated to come up and talk with you guys. I don't know, like I was just like, these guys are a superstar. Like I think I felt like that
because you were drunk the whole time, or
it's because I was drunk and I was like, who am I talking to again? And I was just like, oh, there's a guy, get him in the calendar. And it turned out to be a bariatric surgeon. No, because I don't know, like I look at our community and I see all these people doing such amazing things and really supporting our community. And it's something that means so much to the people in this community. And so for whatever reason, I was very starstruck and I was nervous. And you actually came up and talked to me. This was at mini golf. And yeah, we were talking about some different things that we can work together on, and sort of broke the ice. I'm like, okay, these guys are really cool. Maybe I shouldn't be so worried. I work with surgeons and doctors all the time, so I have no problem with speaking to doctors. But for whatever reason, I was nervous with you guys. So
Yeah, don't ever let all the alphabet soup behind our names intimidate you. It's just too much.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Well, I know that I'm sure you guys get questions all the time as it pertains to bariatric surgery and all of that, but I'm just so curious like how you each got where you're at. So, like I'd love to hear how you two met and where did that fall into like residency school? Did you guys know each other before or after? Can you just tell us a little bit about like your stories in that way?
So I finished my training in Pennsylvania, but was from Florida. So I moved down to Florida, and it was my first real job. And I took a position at a small community hospital, and I'd done my homework. I had a real big need in the area, but at that time, we didn't have a dedicated bariatric team. They had one robot. I don't think anyone really knew how to use it very well. And since I had dedicated my training to actually creating a fellowship where I was at before, I decided I would come here and kind of start making a name for myself at this tiny little hospital. And that's when I met Macy. And at that time, we just were friends. And she was a surgical tech and had expressed interest in the robot, and basically had shown that, I think it was like the first time I did a gallbladder case, that I didn't even have to ask for an instrument. She just knew the case. She was completely awesome on the back table and was able to assist without me even saying a word for the entire day, just listen to music. And then after that, it impressed me. It was like we decided to create our own team to say, I'll be the surgeon, you'll be the surgical tech. We had our own nurse who,
Awesome.
fast forward,
Awesome.
a couple of years, and you're like, oh, well, she's the officiant at our wedding.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
so no, that's how it really started. It just it's a friendship that just completely blossomed out of nowhere.
So you
This-
fell in love over a
Right?
gallbladder.
This
That's
sounds this-
amazing.
Sounds horrible.
this
There's a
sounds
lot of
like
other surgeries that it could have been, but
yeah.
We'll just call the gallbladder one.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan movie,
For
right?
real.
Like,
Yeah.
right? But hey, this people would watch this. I'd watch this.
So the real question is, Macy, what is he leaving out? Like it's always
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guys that leave stuff out. What is that how it really went, or is there more there?
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I mean for the most part, he got all the important parts.
Okay, good.
It was a
Yeah.
test for him. He passed.
Yeah, I really took a liking to the robot. I was a year or so out of tech school. I just wanted to learn another skill. So for me, it was another feather in my cap. Obviously, we decided we wanted to start dating. So I went to a different facility and then became lead robotic tech and trainer over there for their programs. And it's just something that always stuck with me. The patients were so grateful, and you give up all your autonomy to be in there, and it's just I don't know, in the OR you always look at it like you treat them like that's your parent laying there, like that's your family member laying there. That's what I fell in love with the OR. It's everyone works as a team. The music is as raunchy as you could imagine, but which is great. You need it sometimes.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, it's a great environment.
And this is awesome. So, I know for me, so I've been in ORs with what I do with my job, and even both times I had surgery, it was way more laid back than a lot of us initially think, right? Like you're doing your job, your work. It's not like I'm watching House and it's just like this is what it is every single time. No, it's very different, and you get to know the surgical teams a lot more. You get to know the people who are actually working with you, and I love your approach in regards to you treat your patients like this was your parent, because I know a lot of people who don't do that, and so that means a lot. I know, unfortunately. So with all of that, how did that sort of lead to bariatrics? And
So bariatrics was challenging. It was something I did a lot of GYN robotics. I liked it. I feel like you can only pull out so many uteruses though until you're like, okay, what else can you give me? Um, so I liked robotics. I liked that it was challenging. It requires different instrumentation. Actually went to Intuitive is the company that owns Da Vinci the robot, the XI, SI, and all of them. Actually went and had some extra training done in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So we went as a team and did some extra training. You work on cadavers, but it's cool. It's just more knowledge that you can bring back to help someone who's still living. But yeah, it's cool. It was a cool experience. I don't regret anything of it. And then now working on the office side, which I never got to see. I mean, just someone coming in and then you see him 6 months later, and that is a different person, like not just aesthetically, mentally, they are getting around better. And I mean, how could you not want to be a part of that? That's so gratifying.
Yeah. And how about you, Dr. Fridley?
So for bariatric, it's kind of interesting because when I first became in medical school, I knew I was going to go into surgery. It was challenging. I was a hands-on person. I was a infantry medic beforehand, so I was well deep into doing surgeries and different things. But I knew that it was probably late in my career or late in my training that I decided to branch out and just try the bariatrics because I actually was doing trauma.
Yeah.
And I was gung ho for trauma, and then I started actually moonlighting. And as a DO, we're actually able to practice at a limited capacity. So I would actually help out at the local burn center and trauma center, and I would take extra shifts just to kind of push myself. And then I actually got bored of it. It's like the same stuff coming in, and then I started paying attention to the personalities of the people who are training me.
Yeah.
And then bariatric surgeons tend to be much happier. And I was like, what's the difference between this surgeon who comes in, he's smiling, he's happy, versus this one who's grumpy all the time, and this one who barely operates? And so after deducing, I was like, okay, they're bariatric surgeons. Started spending some time with them. And then when I hit the clinic, I started realizing that it's a job satisfaction of in the clinic. The surgery is extremely challenging, but once you get good at it, you're okay, and you can troubleshoot and get through anything. But it's the clinic where you really have to break open the mind, break open the psychology of the patient, of yourself, break down a ton of barriers that you never once thought you would even be having these discussions.
Right.
Just an example, one of my patients was having economic issues, and here they are, they're hitting a stall in their weight loss, and you're like, what's going on? What's new? And you're like, well, we have to find a house to live in. And then literally I'm giving them advice about how to manage the market and do what's right for them. And, I don't need to know their finances, but I could say, hey, do this, and then that'll help you a little bit. But having that intimate connection on so many levels, that was where, wait a minute, these are now friends. These are my family. And it made it so much easier to go to work and do that, rather than I'm just going to go in, I'm going to take someone's gallbladder out. They're going to be complaining about pain, or they're going to complain about this. And I'd rather have them meet me halfway to get this job done, but at the same token, be that spark that starts their journey, because, it never starts with me. I think we're in the middle. I think it's the first 2 years that the patients are trying to get the courage to actually do this. Should they not? It's so scary, but it takes time to build up to that. That's the patient. And then when they first hit the office, it's my job to make sure that they understand we got them. And then that's where I felt this is what I should be doing, because I guess my demeanor and, the stress level is like, hey, I'm not getting shot at anymore.
Yeah.
We're okay.
Yeah, this isn't too bad.
So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, I want to validate that too, because I have noticed that bariatric surgeons, you all are very different people.
Yes.
And I mean that in the best kind of way, like so down to earth and kind and relatable. And I think that you need to be a special person to work in this field of medicine. And so it's like, I think that's something that I've been really surprised by
Mhm.
and enjoyed the most is just how kind-hearted, like honestly, I don't think maybe not every bariatric surgeon is this way, but anyone that I've ever met who's a bariatric surgeon is just like a really cool person overall. So
Oh, for sure. Like
Yeah.
I work with a lot of vascular surgeons, a lot of plastics, and a lot of orthos, and you definitely see correlations with the work, the different comorbidities, and the state of a lot of the patients that they work with.
Right.
And you mentioned something like you see them for a longer period of time. You get to know them, you get to know their story. And some of these other surgeons, they don't have that opportunity, right? Like you are literally looking at a case. And, with some of the vasculars, it's like, okay, how am I going to save this foot or are we going to amputate for a lot of the people that we see? And so being able to really get to know the patient, get to know, I think the community in general and some of the correlations with a lot of your different patients, I think is one, it's great for the community. It's great for those patients that you guys take that opportunity and that chance to meet with them. But yeah, like I could totally see how it's that much more fulfilling for you guys to enjoy your job and bring some purpose to what you do, right? Because there's a lot of us that we like what we do, but at the end of the day, it's just like, how much good am I doing? What's the purpose of this to me and how much does it give me? And that's amazing. I love that.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. It's the
Yeah.
purpose, and I think it's the clinic that drives me. The OR is fun, as you
Yeah.
know. Most surgeons, we love being in the OR, but it's the effect you have on individuals, and to get them, like Macy said before, to get them to come in and you see someone totally different, not just by their weight, but just their whole outlook on life. There's another
Yeah,
human being in your office now.
for
Yeah.
sure. We have a comment. Jamie says, "Wow, you just made me want to work in bariatrics instead of pharmacy."
I would
There
say
you go.
working both
Do both.
there
side and
you
field.
go. There you go. One
That's
of the
awesome.
things that I've really appreciated about you both too is just how active you are with the patients within this community. Like just as far as being on social media, attending the Just Be You Awards, like, being a very active part of that. Um, I guess for lack of a better way of saying it, like why do you guys feel drawn to do that? Or how is that
Yeah.
important to you?
You gonna go or me?
Both.
Okay.
You'll both get
So
a chance.
okay, so as far as being active with the patients, we do see our patients post-op through the year, and then it's annual checkups after that. So we wanted our program to be different. Losing 50 pounds, that's a huge goal. Losing 100 pounds, that's like a whole person.
Yep.
Making it to your 1 year post-op appointment, that's a big deal. Those are huge commitments. So we try and strive for our program to be a little different, to give, small rewards. So we're cheering along with you. Like 100
Yeah.
pounds gone, it might not be your goal. It might be like 200 or 300,
Yep.
but 100 pounds should be celebrated. So we have, I'm sure you've seen it, we have the 100-pound bell.
I
Yeah.
was so
I mean, we
jealous
have
when I saw
patients.
that. I'm like, I want
Yeah.
to ring that bell.
Yeah, we have patients coming in and, they're at like 96, 97 pounds and they are walking out, scheduling their next appointment. Like, all right,
Yeah.
next
Mhm.
time you take my video, I want to see it. Ring the bell. So it's cool. It's stuff they look forward to. And then our 1 year post-op, we do a challenge coin.
Yep.
Kind of goes back to his roots of the military. It was cool. I got to kind of design the coins. That part was kind of
Kind of.
behind the coin. But
So modest.
Yeah.
I just like making things pretty in the background. That's
There
all.
you go.
I love
But
it.
no, it's cool. It's cool. And it's like a 2-inch coin. It's got nothing that comes easy is worthwhile. And then it's got like the scale with SABP written on it. But it's cool. It's heavy. And it's something we can give them in that box. And they're proud of that.
Oh yeah.
Not saying, if something's wrong, don't come back to us, but keep coming back to us. Know you can come back. Like, the door is not closed just because you're at 1 year. So
Yeah. And I think a lot of people do feel that in their programs. Obviously I'm from Canada. Our programs are a bit different. I'm a peer mentor where with the University Health Network, I 100% told them that they need a bell. After I saw your video, they haven't gotten one. I don't know how much pull I apparently I have no pull, but yeah, I want a bell. They won't give me a bell. But I think a lot of people get the impression that, okay, I know I did. My 1 year was done. And it's sort of like, all right, see
Yeah.
ya.
Yeah.
Right?
So
let's hope that I don't show up here again with issues. But like, I think I love that.
So I think the philosophy I had is after starting up multiple programs through multiple hospital systems, it was all kind of the same barrier every time I went there. So when we branched out on our own in the middle of COVID, we decided we were going to create something, and kind of bringing back to the military roots is like, I didn't want to just shoot for the standards. I wanted to set the standards. I wanted to actually say, like, I want to have my practice to be what everyone strives to be a part of. And then for other bariatric surgeons or just surgeons in the community to elevate their care to match us, or to go past, hopefully go past us. But it's not, that was my goal, is to say, what all can we do to be 100% for the patient at all? Yeah. Everything from the chairs in our office, in the waiting room, to the exam tables, everything, the bell, the challenge coins, every aspect needs to be just, how do we cater to this patient population and make sure that this community is taken care of, but not
do it our way.
Yeah, our way, our flair. But on top of it, to say, like you said, that when you get to the 1 year, the 1 year is fine. 18 months, 24 months, that's fine. I'm talking, if you're 3 days out from surgery, you should be comfortable just walking into my office and saying, hey, I'm a little worried about X. Is it okay? And being 3 years out as well, saying, hey, I'm a little worried about X. Is it okay? It's like, it doesn't matter. It's like, you're mine for life. And they need to feel that, and they need to trust that. And that's where, for me, it was, you take care of one, they will tell the five. Yeah. And then it happens from there. And I just haven't worried about the quantity. It's always been just maintain the quality, and then the rest takes care of itself.
Yes.
That's great.
JBY, I found them on Instagram. Loved what Mel and Kel said. Their whole mantra, we're just trying to break the stigma, which, I mean, in a way we were too, because we're full comprehensive weight loss center, but we wanted to be different. So I just stayed with them. They did their first show, asked us to sponsor, and we're like, hell yeah, that's cool. Yeah. And I will tell you, the best part about that show was being, what do we sit in, like the middle and like the back? Mm-hmm. Just sitting there, seeing all the sequins, all the feathers, everyone just decked out, but so happy to be there. And they worked their asses off to get there. So they should be. And just knowing you had like a teaspoon part in making that happen, like that was everything. Mm-hmm. So that, of course, when they asked about last year, we're like, yes.
Yeah, their message has been just true for us, to be, just to get rid of the stigma. And I'm still fighting that battle to kind of educate and get rid of the stigma, but even educating other physicians. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an uphill climb, but it's worth it.
Yes. Yeah. Along those lines, we've had a couple of docs on our show, and I know a lot of the feedback we get from people is just that they've had really poor experiences with physicians, whether it's primary care, other surgeons, or just like all different types of specialties, where they feel like they haven't been listened to. They feel like their obesity isn't treated like the serious disease that it is. And so I'm just curious, like, maybe Dr. Fridley, you can just give some advice to other physicians, or kind of like what you I guess, the message you want to get across to physicians? And then Macy, any advice you have for patients on how to advocate for themselves, the patients that have trouble with obesity? So I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. You're always going to be your biggest advocate, whether you've had surgery or not. And we hear some people come in for their weight checks, and they're like, "Oh, I gained 5 pounds. I failed." You didn't fail, and he's been really big about telling people you didn't fail. The people who failed are the people who haven't made it through the door yet.
Yes.
You make it through the door, you're not a failure. We will walk this with you. That being said, there are certain insurances that do push back and don't budge. So be your biggest advocate when it's time for you to renew on your insurance. Look at the fine details. See if bariatric coverage is on there. And some people have it, and some people have it where it's only one in a lifetime. So you could get a sleeve, develop GERD, and then you can't go back for a bypass without being self-pay. So just really, really do your due diligence with yourself and look at different surgeons, look at different offices. You need to find someone that you click with, because that is important. That's someone who's going to be taking care of your health, someone who's, going to be walking you through this entire program. And, if you want to go to like a bigger name where you got big support groups with like 50 people in there, and that is for you, do it. If you want something a little smaller, a little more like intimate one-on-one, find one, because they're out there.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And I would say, don't be afraid to change your insurance, but also don't be afraid to talk to your employer about making sure that they bring it onto their insurance.
Yes.
And as the employer, they're able to actually hear that voice of so many employees saying that they want this on their coverage panel. So that might effectively cause a change for the next cycle. But definitely speak up.
Mhm.
And that's one of the going back to Mal and Cal, it's like, because they're saying just be you, but it's also literally just take away the stigma of it. Don't be ashamed to say I want this coverage, and don't feel like you're getting judged because you're asking for it. There's many other reasons that you may need it. Now, to the physicians, I would say the best thing they can do is actually get educated. Now, too many physicians, I think, rely on dogma over the years, saying, "Oh, just exercise more and eat less," and yeah, I still see billboards that are put down the fork and take up walking, and it's just like,
Yes.
this is ridiculous. But I think just genuine, go to the experts, get educated about the medications that are out there, about how we're turning this into an actual disease, and understanding the depth of knowledge that we have. And then that's the first step, because then when you've identified the deficiency in yourself, then they can actually bring about the change that should have been there to begin with. But I think me telling people that they're wrong never works. So I always tell them, go educate yourself. And then the best way to do that is, through the national, like ASMBS or the TOS, these huge societies which help with education, which, it's been painful to deal with some of the stubborn physicians out there who still want to fight, but at the same token, they'll come around.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and I think the more that we just keep, I remember when I heard for the first time that obesity was a disease, it was like, whoa. Now this came out in like, I think it was 2012 for you guys probably know better than I do. Is it I don't know. It was like, was it the medical board? They like announced it.
ASMBS, yeah.
Yes.
Was it? Okay. So it's been a while that has been declared as a disease, but like I had never heard of that before. And that's why I'm so passionate about spreading that message, because if I had primary care providers in my life that could have said, hey, this is a disease, like you are doing a lot of the things that are right, but like you have metabolic dysfunction where it doesn't really matter, yes, we want to, be fueling our bodies and taking care of ourselves, but I'm an example, and I think many of us in the community are, where I was doing all of those things, and yet why wasn't I seeing the results, right?
Right.
And
Mhm.
so it's like the more that we can just continue to tell people that and tell patients that of like, this is a disease, this isn't a moral issue. There is so much freedom and empowerment in that. And then they can go and talk with their providers about it and try to get support in that way. And so I thank you for just sharing that and continuing to fight that, because it is really hard when I think you guys are more in that visionary space of you're doing things that are very innovative and different. And it is going to be the standard that we look back on 20 years ago, like, oh, they were doing it. Like, duh,
Yeah.
why wasn't everybody doing it that way?
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah. And it's hard to be in that and fighting it all the time, but just from a patient, like what you guys do is so meaningful and important. And I'm just so thankful for it,
Yeah.
because we need more voices and people who can advocate for us.
And you guys are in the front lines just like us. I think you guys bring a lot to the table and you help fuel our fire. It kind of goes both ways. I think when you guys see activism, it kind of drives you to be an activist yourself. And because it's hard not to be passionate about something that directly affects you, but also that, from my side, I can have such great effect on people and just better my community. That's the key is how can we spread the message far and wide and and let it stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think also the way that you go about it with social media is big, because that's really how a lot of information gets out now, right? Fortunately or unfortunately, it depends on your point of view, right?
Yeah.
But it really is. A lot of people, you talk about, get educated or educate yourself in regards to this. Sometimes that's where it starts. They see something on social media or whatever platform they utilize, and then it causes something that makes them want to educate themselves or do things. So I think even the way that you guys are so active with social media is a big part of that. If you're talking about innovations, because it is.
If you think about like how many pharmaceutical commercials do you see in a day?
Yeah.
And you wonder why there's so many commercials like there. It's because the pharmaceutical companies have understood that they can't get into the physicians' offices anymore. They can't take them out to dinner anymore. So
Yeah.
what they're doing is they're actually educating the public and getting them intrigued so that they will go talk to the physician. And the worst thing is a patient who knows more about a subject than the physician.
Yes.
So the physician will actually go back and backtrack their education so that they don't get stumped again. And that's how they, in essence, recruited the patient to come in and do that. That's a long subject for me, but at the end, hold another soapbox. But the same thing with this is for me to bring bariatrics to the forefront and get it out there on my website, our social media platforms, to say, feel free to talk about this. Ask the questions, ask the ugly questions, ask everything you can. And even the patients coming in, ask questions. I get a little, I don't want to say ticked off, but it's just like, I'm a little like flabbergasted when they come in and says, "Oh, I don't have any questions." I'm like, "Oh, you got to have one, please." That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
But
So are you
that's-
saying that we should expect like commercials of you like running through like fields, like, just proclaiming
A little
about
kid on a little
bariatrics?
bike.
I was running through the fields when my allergies caught up. And it was a big
Yeah.
disaster.
Someone driving and watering the lawn.
Yeah.
Hey, right?
See, they stick though. There's something
Yeah.
about them.
They totally
I think my
do.
skill set's like up there. We'll
For
keep it
sure.
small.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, speaking of commercials, I did want to ask you, Dr. Fridley, how did it feel to be a model at the Just Be You Awards? Because you got a lot of photo ops, particularly, I know we'll talk about the calendar, but how did it feel Macy told us something about that was your lifelong dream to be a model,
Right.
but then bariatric surgery came along. And so how
First
did it
she was
feel to live that out?
I mean, there's a lot of failures in my life. It was an NFL player, there was the astronaut, and the model. So it's no,
It's
it
never
was
too late.
Yeah. I'm too tall to be an astronaut. It drives me nuts. But no, it it was nice to be just participate.
Yeah.
Just to be there. Like I said, with the energy in the room, it's hard not to have fun and
Yeah.
just be there in the moment.
Can I
And as
share a
far as-
picture while you're talking?
What's that?
Can I share a picture while you're talking?
Sure.
Bam! There it
Look at
is.
it.
No, no.
Yeah.
As a
That's-
preface, I think I had I was just getting over a cold or something. I was just
You were actually really sick, but
it was
you
just kicking my butt. But I was yeah.
We
no,
never
it was,
said it would be easy to be a model.
Yeah.
oh
but,
no,
you know.
no.
No days off when you're
Yeah.
Beauty is
when you
pain.
look that
Beauty
good.
is
You know?
pain.
That's it. That's the mantra.
So what
no,
are we? Go ahead. No, you go.
So yeah, it was just it was fun to be a part of it. And then when they said, "Oh, we're going to take some photos and maybe we'll get on the calendar," and I was like, "Yeah, anything to kind of get out there." And I'm not the easiest to look at, but anything to help out.
That's
Well, you
awesome.
won over Macy while doing
Right?
a gallbladder, so something about
See?
you must be good.
Even as you guys were telling your
Gallbladder.
story, someone in the chat was just like, "Play the sexy time music."
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, that's good timing. For
On the
sure.
That's
next
awesome.
when you guys are in the OR next. they're gonna
Yeah,
be
that's gonna be the song.
that
Yeah.
music.
The sound, I think I had her at my music choice. That's where.
What's your music choice?
Yeah, exactly.
What is it?
Oh, are you talking about when Andrea hit the?
Oh gosh.
Oh.
No. Oh yeah.
So it was Disturbed's Panda.
Yeah.
There you go.
Love it. We had a nurse who was part of our robotic team in Bartow, and she was awesome. She was 90 miles an hour all day long, but
There you go.
so patient oriented.
Yeah, 100% for the patient.
Yes. And what were drowning pool?
His drowning pool.
Drowning
is,
pool. And we were listening
let the
to
bodies
let
hit
the
the floor.
bodies hit the floor. And I don't know if you've ever been scrubbed into a robotic case. There are some times when it's a little dull, like when he's doing dissections and stuff. And then the next thing you know, you hear this huge thump. And we're like, oh my gosh, equipment fell. Like, no, it was Andrea body mashing
Yeah.
the
on
wall.
the wall.
Yeah. You got
She
subwoofers.
was
in the
having her
OR.
one-person mosh pit up against the wall.
It was great.
And the robotic rep was actually there. He's literally hanging off of the IV pole because he's crying. He's laughing so hard.
That's so
And
awesome.
we thought that something broke, or but we look back and she's just into
Biggest
it. And we're
smile
like,
on her
biggest smile, and
face.
we're
Oh
like,
my god.
And she's like in her mid-50s.
yeah, she was in her
50s.
mid-50s at the time, and like,
She
I
gave it
like
her all. It was
Yeah.
great.
It's a good song.
It's
You
great.
That
can't
is-
not mosh when you
I
hear
wish
that
I wish
song.
any
Like,
of I wish my surgeons listened to that when I go in with them. That's awesome. And the best part is you're in the office and then you hear that song with the bodies at the floor and then you're like, okay, next up, and you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
I
we don't
guess.
play that until they're asleep. Yeah.
There you go.
You
There you
start
go.
with like gentle music, and
Yeah.
then like, okay, guys, they're under. Let's
Kick on
go.
the Metallica. Let's go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Shannon McMahon, I'm up for hiring in for SABP. There you go.
There you
See, now you
Shannon's a doctor. She's a fellow physician who's an
Mm-hmm.
amazing advocate for this community and has had surgery herself, and she's
Mm.
awesome.
Nice.
she also likes heavy metal.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
she is great at moshing.
there you go.
I actually, so my wife sent me, as in the middle of the day, she sent me a the screenshot. So Green Day is doing like a 20-year anniversary of, or 20 or 30. Holy shit, it might be 30. Yeah, anniversary of certain albums, and it's them and Smashing Pumpkins. And she's
Oh.
like, do you want to go? I'm like, yeah, I want to go. Like, so I used to play in bands. Murph plays drums. Both of us play drums. Shea's husband is in a band. He plays guitar. And so we're just like,
Nice.
we want to redo the Sexy Time music with us next time we all get together.
Yeah, new lyric.
Yeah.
So I'll play bass for it, and then Murph will play drums, and we're gonna we want to remix it and redo
All
it.
Nice.
things that'll be scary.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys should be, and then that could be the music to before the
Oh,
Metallica.
we should make an OR album. Wouldn't that be cool?
Ooh,
Like you guys
that
could
would
like
be
do
cool.
some covers. You guys will
Yeah.
have to help us, Macy and Dr. Fridley. You'll have
A
to
little
tell
bit
us like
Ozzy
what your
Osbourne
favorite
in there.
song.
100%.
Yeah.
The first band I ever remembered listening to growing up was Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
So I grew up
Mm.
to like Black Sabbath, and like once I started playing guitar, it was like right away, it was like Paranoid. And so, yeah, 100%. This is what we're doing.
Or just even
Nice.
if you guys have a music playlist that you can share
Yeah.
of what you listen to in the OR, I think that would be really fun. I feel like people would
Yes.
be interested in that.
Oh, for sure they would.
Mine is so diverse. It
Yeah.
is
You'd have the
all
parental
Violin
advisory
station you listen to.
sticker that they used to have in like the 90s.
anywhere from Bocelli to
Mhm.
Whoa.
bigger Death Punch to
Yep.
There you go.
That's like my
Lindsey
husband's
Sterling,
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the barbecue one?
Hip Hop Barbecue.
So
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
Very appropriate.
Okay.
be asleep before that
Yeah.
one is played.
But
I
like
love
to
it.
keep
I
it all
love
over
it.
the place. Keep people guessing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. So Barry Godmother, 30th anniversary of Dookie, 20th anniversary of American Idiot for Green Day and Smashing
Nice.
Pumpkins tour. Damn, we're old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
Oh,
was
it's
in
gonna be a
grade
good concert
4.
though.
Oh, it's gonna be so good because my wife was trying to get Taylor Swift tickets for her and my daughter,
Mhm.
and I was like, yeah, you know what, this is something you guys really want to do. $700, spend $700 each, go for it. This is going to be an
Amazing.
experience. It's like $2,000,
Wow.
and she was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm like, no, you're
We'll go to
not.
the movie theater and
You
watch
did.
it.
They did. They did do that. I'm like, all right, well, that's cool, but no, I'll do that. I want the concert. We're totally getting off topic here. The concert I regret not going to was Aerosmith, Lenny Kravitz,
Oh.
and that was like the one that I really, really want to do.
What was the last one we went to?
Chris Stapleton.
Chris Stapleton.
There you go.
Oh.
It's a really, really
Yeah.
good concert. Yeah.
Dr.
Next-
Connie Stapleton's brother. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
Related somewhere. We should go to a concert next time we go to an event, whether it's the JBYs or retreat
Yeah.
next year. We're gonna organize. We're gonna do a concert. We'll get Sexy Time Music Band to do
Yeah.
a concert. We'll do a waiting table event, and then we're gonna have
There
them.
you go.
Or
Concert.
Green Day, one of them. We'll see.
Nice.
So JBY's social media, you guys have done quite a lot. Again, I think you guys are sort of paving the way. I think I can think of maybe 2 bariatric surgeons, including yourselves, who are very, very active with the community and supporting the community and really getting a lot of information out there. Oh, Barry Godmother said, "I'm not old." Thanks. Christine.
She's all
And she
so
is.
sweet. Yeah.
She's like, "Shut up, Rob. I keep telling you, you're not old. I'm 54 and
It's
I
all
ain't old
mindset
either."
and
Yeah.
Christine,
He's
her
younger than
mental age is yeah, you're like 80 years old, Rob.
I am
mentally,
80. I'm old. So yeah, you guys have done so much in regards to that. JBYs, you guys were posing for the calendar. Amazing. For anyone who does not know the calendar, what we're actually doing with the calendar is we wanted to celebrate the men of the bariatric community, and not just the men who are patients, but also the men who have supported the community and done some of the magic for a lot of us. And so we were lucky enough to actually meet right before this call, right before happy hour. We were able to meet the recipient of the grant for the calendars, which was super exciting for me, because we've had this idea that we've been sort of putting into practice for so long, and now to actually see where all the good is going to, it brings me back to prior to my surgery and where I was, and to see who I am now as a person, where I've sort of transformed, not physically, but emotionally and mentally, and just sort of my perspective on life. I told her, I said, 1 year, I want you to tonight write down what life is like for you right now. Because she's like, I just love living life, but it's hard right now. I'm like, write down what that life is. In 1 year, I want you to read that and write what life is like for you now. And it's going to blow your mind. And with that, perhaps you guys would like to share some information.
Oh.
Go for it.
Okay. So the organization WLSFA.
Yep, it's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful. I messed
It
it up.
is.
I'm sorry.
We were on a call with Laura, and she's messed it up, and I'm like, yeah, we can do then.
It's great. It's great what they're doing. It's come across our pathway 2 times now, so I kind of told Fridley, I really feel like we need to do this. So we are actually donating bariatric surgery for the grant.
Yay! So yes, that was a conversation with Dr. Fridley, who was deathly sick now. I understand why he didn't shake my hand. And Starstruck Rob at the presenters dinner. Dr. Fridley and Macy approached me and said that they would love to be a part of this and donate their services to the recipient of the grant for the calendar. We have been going back and forth, and we had been talking about it, and we are at the point where it's pretty much it's a go, and it's super exciting, guys. Thank you so much. On behalf of not just us, which we are very, very thankful for that, but the community. Like, this is massive. I can't think of this happening previously, let alone with lowly 1-year-old podcast wanting to do this and sort of banding the community and to be able to have someone like you guys really support this endeavor. This is so amazing, and to donate that your time and your effort, it's so exciting. So thank you.
And to be going, like, she gets, I'm kind of jealous that she gets to go to
Me
such an
too.
amazing
Like, after you're talking to them,
program.
like, she's gonna ring the friggin' bell, and I'm not gonna
I
ring the bell.
I know.
You'll be there in
I know.
spirit.
Yeah,
Or maybe we could go with her.
Okay,
to ring
yes.
the bell. I mean,
Yeah.
we won't
On
there
her-
you go. Always ring
You could
it.
take
There you
the,
go.
take
We've
the
all
show
lost
on a road
over
trip.
100.
Yeah.
we are going
There
to
you
do that.
go.
All right.
Mhm.
Let's
So,
do it.
And then let's find a really good concert afterwards.
and then we're gonna go to a concert.
Perfect.
We're gonna ring the bell
Well, hey,
and then go to
Taylor
a
Swift
concert.
started at the Strawberry
No,
Festival.
I said good concert.
Oh.
Good
No.
concert.
Thank you, Macy.
We'll do
Thank
a rock
you.
concert, rock festival or something.
Yes.
So we'll make sure that that your patient, plans all of her weight loss surgery around like either
Around,
Metallica touring or
Yeah.
we'll make sure it
There
works
you
out.
go.
Yeah.
So,
then-
no,
Go
go ahead.
ahead.
Sorry, Macy. No, go
so
ahead.
we'll be donating the surgery, but she'll still get our entire weight loss program. So all the nutritional counsel, all the weight checks. She's gonna do her 2-week preoperative diet. Like, it's our full program.
Yeah.
So
And so I was excited for her. Still am. But then as this interview kept going and you kept talking about sort of your practice, and I was reflecting on my practice and my sort of experience in mine, I'm not just excited for her, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of her. Not just because of the bell and the
Honestly.
coin. Like, I want a coin, but it's not even because of that. But like, the support that she's gonna get. Like, I told her that our goal, and we've been working with other sponsors, other people in the bariatric community who have offered things like support afterwards. We have a lot of great communities out there, a lot of good sort of support groups out there, a lot of different programs out there, and we've had people donate those things for her to support her
Nice.
afterwards, which is amazing.
thanks.
But just your program and the support she gets from that is just so massive. And I told her, like, this isn't like, we're not trying to get you surgery. We are trying to help you change your life and sustain that. Right.
Right.
And I think with your program and some of the other great sponsors that we had to help along with this, like, that's really what we're setting her up for. And like, I can't wait to read that letter. Do you know what we should do? Okay. 1 year, we're all going to get together.
Okay.
We're going to read her letter of what
Have
life
her.
is like.
You should have
She
her
will
read it.
have her read it.
Yeah.
Then we're going to ring the friggin' bell.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go to the concert.
I like it.
I like it.
Right?
I
I
like
like
it.
it.
Might need to find a babysitter, but I
Yeah.
like it.
Yes.
We'll bring
Oh
the
my
baby
God.
too. Let's bring
Yeah.
it.
Bring the baby too.
I'll
Do
take
it
them.
all.
What
There
I'm,
you go.
what I'm
Oh my
hoping
God.
is that again, we set the standard high so that other surgeons feel the comfort of actually doing this, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
set the bar high, because I really think that it should be within every program that they should be able to at least do a case a year to
100%.
give back to community.
hmm
I like that. And you know what?
Think
You
about
guys,
how many programs are there across the U.S. how many people we could help, and then how that just opens the door even more.
and honestly, I think that you guys will definitely be starting a trend in regards to this. People are going to see all the different things you're doing, not just with this, but with everything. And I do see that being a big change. And I think especially with this bariatric community, because we are a big community, but we are such a tight community that
Mhm.
everyone's going to hear about the different things that you're doing. And I think everyone's going to hear about the stuff that you're doing. Look, even here, number one, Dr. McMahon, I will donate obesity medicine consultations for skin removal surgery. See, you're starting changes. People are donating things,
Nice. That's awesome.
right? So this is amazing. Christine says, "Oh, that's fabulous, Dr. Fridley and Macy. Just another reason why I love you both."
Nice.
Oh, and of course, with sexy time music, always. So yeah, no, honestly, like this is gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. Not just for her, but I'm excited for you guys because I think that this is a lot of amazing things moving in the right direction for this community and for your practice. And you guys definitely are setting the bar. So that's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Jamie Blair, if Murph was here, he would cry. He would cry. Jamie, honestly. So I was tearing up when we met with the recipient because it was I don't know, it was just so touching to meet someone. Like, we talk to a lot of people on this podcast and we help advise and we help share our experience, and people relate to that, and especially at the JBYs, like talking with so many people. Like, I know for me personally, you never know how many people are watching and how many people your story actually impacts. And so there's a lot of times where I'm just like, yeah, no one wants to hear about my story, especially 3 years down the line. My stories are all the same, I look all the same, my transformation Tuesdays are all the same because I don't have that many pictures of me back then because I didn't want to take pictures, right? So it's like, you never know. And then you talk to people and then they know all about your journey and they share with you all the things that you've done. And I think, you're going to look back at this too and see how you've been able to change the practice in the community because of this. So
Yeah, the catalysts never know that they're actually the catalyst.
for sure. And look, I want to give back to the community. I'll volunteer my knowledge to help anyone struggling with disease. See, look at what you guys are doing.
Hey, that's
Absolutely.
awesome.
And we have a Berry Godmother blessing you here. Sorry,
sorry.
here you go. Blowing bubbles in the direction of the Fridleys. I love
That's
that.
awesome.
Nice. Nice.
No, you all are
I remember at
trailblazers.
the
It's-
JBY blowing the bubbles. Absolutely.
We were
Yeah.
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 Didn't she tell people that we
Mhm.
could see her boots if she didn't blow the bubbles?
Yeah.
Her boots, or I was just like, oh, I'm like, I must have missed that.
Let me check
I was
that
actually-
ear,
Yeah, I was actually surprised that we were there for the bubble part because
Mhm.
like we were like, okay, now we
You
got to
got
go to
your
the back.
workouted.
I know, it was just like 6 times
Outfit
we were on stage,
changes,
outfit
yeah.
change, and then we had to go present this, and then we had to go back, and then they're just like, okay, well, 2 presenters in front of when you have to be in the back and you have to line up. So I was
Mhm.
like, okay, cool. I watched 5 minutes of the show because I was like, okay, because we presented 3 times, right? And then the men's panel, and we were just like, okay, I want to watch this. I watched the replay. I was like, this is a good show, guys.
Yeah.
Mhm. A lot of our
Yeah.
patients were watching that. Yeah.
And that's why, kind of giving back to the community, when we heard that we sponsored to have one person go, then
Yeah.
after that we're like, no, let's bring in another one. So that was just because you can talk about it all we want, but until you have someone come and see it, it blows their mind. And it's just nice to be able to give that. We're fine if it was anonymous, but still just to give back to the because we had that capacity.
Yeah. Oh, so Christine says, please tell Macy said boots.
I did say
She
boots.
said boots.
I said boots. I'm sorry.
I-
That sounded weird.
I heard the same Christine.
It's
She wore
Rob.
cowgirl with boots, and she told
Boots.
that we'd all see the boots. If
I
She
think it's your
accent.
Canadian accent, Rob. That
I
threw
hear in
everybody off.
Canadian, so boots
Yes, I
sounds like
think so.
cleavage. Okay,
Mhm.
got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
sorry.
No, but yeah, no, I think, yeah. And you know what? So the good thing too is for everyone who's live right now listening, obviously you guys are going to meet the recipient too, but OSLP has also stepped up and they will be donating tickets to the recipient so they can go to the next JBY Awards as well,
Very
and
cool.
sort of experience all the things. And this is really where it all happened. So that's awesome. So
Nice.
lots of people are coming out of the woodwork to help support the recipient to this grant, which is amazing. I want to see some calendars up. I want to say we need to get people to just post pictures of their calendars when we get these
just
things
send
done.
some to our office. We'll pass them out to patients.
You can do them like in each clinic room, and you can just, I don't know exactly what months
Yeah.
Dr. Fridley will be on,
What
but
month
can
do
just
you
keep it
want,
on
Dr.
that month
Fridley?
all year.
March.
You want
March.
March?
It's his birthday.
What? Okay.
And it's
When did-
Doctor's Day is in March.
Oh, there you go.
March
Ah.
30th.
All right.
Yeah, it's Doctor's
Okay.
Day.
Dr. Fridley, if you want March, you got March.
All right. I'll
Mr.
take it.
March.
Mr. March,
You
there
guys
you
can
go.
just keep it March all year round. That's,
We're
just keep it up for him.
We're gonna like angle your picture so you're sort of like down like this. Look, now people are like, oh, everyone wants a calendar. Everyone wants so bad. There you go. Perfect.
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, it's 9:57. We want to respect your time. So where can everyone find you guys?
Oh, okay. So Instagram, it's me. Instagram, it's gonna be SABP_weight loss. Facebook, it's Surgical Associates of Bayonet Point. And then our actual website page, we have a YouTube, but it's kind of the same. But our actual website is www.sabpweightloss.com.
Yeah.
And we do have telehealth too, so that's nice.
And there's an amazing write-up of Dr. Fridley and his experience. In case you missed the first part of the show, it's on there too.
It was very well done. I normally have to kind of write like a little bio, and I'm like, I'm just going to read it. Someone worked really hard on this. Yeah, it was good.
Exactly. No, awesome. That was great. So usually we I ask you, Shea, in terms of what's on for next week, but this week has been very much in flux because a lot of it has been really about the calendar. We want to make sure we got you guys in 2 weeks. So I can't tell you what's happening next week because we don't know, but it'll be awesome. We'll be there. Shea will be there.
Definitely. Yes.
Right. So we'll be good. But on the 22nd of November, you have met the amazing people who will be doing the surgery. On the 22nd of November, we will be having Laura from WLSFA, as well as the recipient of the grant. She will be on the episode, and you guys can get to meet her, hear her story, know more about her, and make sure she writes down. Oh, look, now people are saying they want a coin. See, look what you guys are doing. But we will be able to get to meet that recipient, which I think is amazing. So stay tuned for the 22nd.
And we're thinking by that time too, we should have pre-orders ready to start pre-ordering the calendar and donations available. If you don't, I don't know why you wouldn't want a picture of Dr. Fridley, but if for some reason you don't and you just want to donate directly, there will be an option for that as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. A lot of my friends were just like, hey, I really want to support. I don't want your face up on my wall. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with you, but okay.
Hey, this is a good question as we're kind of wrapping up here. Christine wants to know if Dr. Fridley does his own social media.
Before you answer, please in the comments, guess.
Okay, let's see what people guess.
Yeah, I want to know who you guys think does the social media for SABP. I know the answer.
And I want to know, do they like it?
Do you like it?
Oh, yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
Tread lightly with your answer, guys. Jay, do we want to know why, Christine? Shannon says, I love my waiting table shirt. Thank you very much.
That's also part of it, where our merch, we're donating 50% of all proceeds of our merch to the WLSFA as well.
Don't miss letters. Come on.
Nice.
So we're doing that. And we're starting our Patreon shortly. And until Christmas, the New Year, 50% of the proceeds are also going to go to the WLSFA for that.
We
We're
have
all in
laugh
on this.
about it, and our staff's pretty excited too.
Mhm.
So,
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
yeah.
You should just show them the picture of Dr. Fridley. They want in on that, right?
Mhm.
So the consensus is Macy
Oh.
does everything. Yeah?
True,
Yeah.
false.
Yeah. That's
And this is what Christine says. Dr. Joe doesn't do his. It's all Heather. So
And Heather manages Marty as well, so she has.
She
Yeah,
does.
she does
Yeah,
manage
she
his
does.
schedule.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
That's the real
Yes.
question. Are you guys? Is that going to start being a trend? So I have 2 corgis myself, so I love the corgi community. Is that going to be like a new bariatric surgeon thing? Are you guys going to get a corgi anytime soon?
has to be a corgi.
Children count?
Yes.
I mean, yeah,
Yes.
that's fair. That's
Because when
fair.
people are like, oh, do you have pets? I'm like, I have 2 children. That's
yeah,
Yeah.
They're
That's what
almost
happens.
wild animals.
yeah.
Depends on the-
They are
yeah.
100%.
We might get a dog as soon as the diapers are done.
Yeah?
There you go.
The deal I made with the kids. No more
Oh.
pull-ups, then we'll talk.
Nice.
For me it was very much like, hey, I want my kids to learn the responsibility. Like my kids are 6 and 9. I'm like, this is your dog. You're going to be taking care of your dog. I am not walking your dog, especially when I was bigger. I was like, there's no way I can't even walk down the street. You want me to walk your dog? Now I have less of an excuse other than I want you to learn responsibility. And so I was like, no, you're getting fish first. You just got to feed. I will help you clean the tank weekly. One of them died. We found the skeleton. So I was like, you're not doing well, man.
Not ready.
No. So you're not ready yet. But
One
soon.
day.
Diapers, when the diapers are off for you guys. Yeah, for sure. We'll see.
Well, I recommend corgis. I think Marty would agree on that if you're just as a suggestion.
He's very nice. I got to meet him at the presenters. Practice. He just
Aw.
moves in and out of people's legs.
Yep.
Yeah,
Looking
yeah,
for the
exactly.
path.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys, Macy, Dr. Fridley. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Amazing episode. I love learning more about not just sort of your practice and your facility and everything that you guys do, but learning about you guys, because I think
And how you fell in love over
especially
a golf ladder.
that,
That was my favorite part
Right?
of it all.
yes.
Hey, it could be worse. It could be like a butt abscess or something like that.
Yeah, exactly,
There's
right?
So many
Yeah,
things out there it could have been, but no,
100%.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I think it's easy for us to look at a lot of the professionals, a lot of the people who support our community, and you're just like, yeah, they're really cool surgeons and they do all this, but there's always a story behind a lot of the people who support us, and I think that's just as important. Just like for us, a lot of people are like, wow, you lost 100, you lost 200 pounds, cool. What's the story behind that person? So I love getting to meet you guys. I will not be intimidated when I see you next. If you promise not to be sick when we meet next.
I would just say that, no more intimidation, use inspiration. So
There you go.
Some of
He's
the,
creating hashtags. There you go.
some
Dude,
of
that's
the-
a bumper sticker.
Yeah, because I would go to these society meetings, like there's these big, huge names.
Yeah.
They're intimidating, but no, just be inspired of what they've done, because you can take your own path and create your own line.
100%. And we will do this again. I if you guys are open to it, I'd love to do this again, especially after the surgery, and we can sort of see how everything's going and the check-in with that and celebrate everything that we've done. And then after that, Belle, we are flying over there. She's reading the note,
Concert time.
and then concert. It's
Mhm.
happening.
That's right.
Oh, I'm so excited about that. Not even the bell and the story, it's just the concert now.
Yeah, don't lie. When
You
you,
can
talk
get your
about
coin
that bell,
then.
you light
Rob,
up.
you can
Yeah,
get the
there you
coin
go.
then.
Oh my God, I'm gonna get a coin. Do you hear that? The good thing is this is live, so you have like all of 2 people who. I'm just kidding. We have more than 2 people. Who it's recorded. It's on YouTube. So yes, I am getting a coin. I think they said I'm gonna also get a bell. I don't think they said that. I'm gonna ring the bell when you guys aren't looking. I'm gonna be like, "Here's the bathroom," and then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna ring the
And
shit
you
out
won't
of
hear
that.
it.
Awesome, guys. So again, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you for sharing your expertise and your time. And
Thank
again,
you.
thank you all of you guys for joining us on another episode of the Waiting Table Podcast, where we're serving the weight loss community You went 1 pound at a time, but then I didn't hear anything of your voice.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I was trying to do it like Murph, like 1 pound at a time. But I think my Wi-Fi got a little spotty.
Oh, you were just like this. I'm like, am I supposed to dub it? Is it like a martial arts movie? Like, why didn't we talk about that?
That's weird. I don't know why it didn't come through. I really tried to get real deep too.
But yeah, I saw you posture up, and then the neck went down, and you went full boys to men. Like
I was
spoken
trying,
time.
and then it was just all went for not. No,
And then you
didn't
went
hear
and
it.
you did nothing, and you.
Effort was there.
I'm like,
There you go.
should we take two that? Oh my god, everyone's laughing at you. Everyone's laughing at you.
Uh...
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.